A good one would look, just like this here. When it's broken, it's just given out completely. The corrosion's gotten up underneath, inside, pushes apart. You got a motor mount that's no good. Completely trashed. We're putting in rear motor mounts on a 2004 FX Cruiser. We did the front two earlier. I should have done all four at once, but I didn't. So now we're going to do the back ones. We did the engine prep. We got the electrical box up. I'm not going to undo the fuel line right now because I don't think it's going to be any tension on the line when the engine's raised up. I'll show you how you check to see if your motor mounts are good, if you need them or not. It's basically you grabbing the engine, pulling at it, seeing if the engine lifts up or moves. If it lifts up or moves, even if it's just one corner of it, you need motor mounts. And I'm going to say 10 times out of 10, spend the money. They're 50 bucks a piece, 60 bucks a piece. Do all four at once. Let's go over the ski and we'll take a look at it. You have four motor mounts. There's two in the back, you have two in the front. You get on either side of the ski, you grab the motor, and what you're trying to do is pulling it towards you. This is not moving at all. It feels very secure. It's got brand new mounts, it should. When they're bad, you go to pull it and it'll actually pull up, or you can feel it lift up a little bit. But I know these two are all set, so I go over this side here, grab it, and pull. It's secured. The motor mounts are perfect on this. They're brand new, they should be. But if there was movement to it, it's like, hey, the mounts are old, they're corroded, they need to be replaced. So right now we're gonna lift it up a little bit and then check on how we're gonna undo the rear two because they are corroded. This mount here, I don't know if you can see, is completely broken. The motor mount that we just took off, the top half of it, this part here bolts down to the engine. As you can see, this rubber goes around the base of the motor mount, which is actually this piece right here. It ends up getting corrosion on the metal, what have you, and then it just breaks apart, breaks open. You have a little movement to the bolt. I think it's the bolt that's moving, not snapping. So that's a good thing. If you heat it up too much, the insert inside the hull will end up melting. Actually, the hull will melt, the insert's brass, and then it's going to start twisting and you're kind of screwed. So it's a delicate balance of how hot to get it versus how the bolt turns. And you'll see when the bolt comes out, right here. See all the white stuff? That's all corrosion. And that's what ends up making it tough. You can feel the bolt is actually warm to touch. So what I did was by heating it up, it broke up the corrosion a little bit.
What are we going to call that?
The crust? So
got to break the crust up.
Yep. And each mount, I should say, has two bolts. So we're 50% there. Since I haven't built up my nerve yet to get the front bolt on that, which seems to be stuck even more, I'm going to go over the other side and get the other back one off. Give that a torch. Now I'm just slowly working it because it is turning. But at the same time, what I should do is go back and address safety. Obviously, we're inside a closed area, we're dealing with gasoline. We do have two fire extinguishers over the side behind Chris. And there is no visible gas that's currently leaking. Not to say that it couldn't leak, but we've been mindful of that, and also of vapors. The ski hasn't been started for a few days. The seat actually has been off, so there is ventilation going through, but you can never be too careful. I wouldn't recommend doing this for anybody. This coming off right here, you can see the bolt is welded from corrosion on the inside of this bracket, If I had taken my socket wrench and really cranked down on it, this bolt would have snapped right inside here. Once it snaps inside there, it's a whole nother ball game on trying to get them out. You got to build dams up, WD-40, PB blaster, what have you, heat torch, what have, to get it out. But this here was able just to turn the whole thing and able to get it out. We got lucky. And you can see the corrosion on the bottom of this. All this white is corrosion that you see. Okay, so where we're at now is we're trying to get the couplers back together and the engine aligned. And this is probably, can be easy, other times it can be difficult to do. Oh, look at that. Looky, looky, looky.
Well done, sir.
It just went together. You gotta love it when a plan comes together. Right now it's out of balance. See this gap right here versus the gap right here? It's wrong. It should be equally balanced, otherwise you're gonna get vibrations. But what I need to do is lower the engine a little bit more, put some shims in. Ooh.
It's lowered.
I'd say it's lowered. So usually what I try to do is get it set up, put the bolts in, then pull the motor back so that I know that I'm back as far as I can go. And I have to say, it looks pretty darn good. So that's going to be in good shape. And what I need to do is put the other 3 bolts in. Then once I have those in, we can do the final alignment, put the shims underneath.
What's with this?
Yeah.
This is with this micro wrench you got here, buddy.
What are you making fun of?
Your little wrench. It's not the size of your wrench?
It's how you use it.
Okay.
A little more? Okay, good.
Lower?
Yep. Okay, those are in. We'll get 2 more to go.
2 more.
I gotta clean them first. This gap here should be the same as over here and down over here. If it's not, what you do is you have to shim the motor or cock the motor a little bit, just tweak it to try to get it to sit right. The way it's sitting right now, from experience, this is absolutely perfectly fine. You know how it's sitting.
Looks even to me.
Looks even, Steven.
Even Tom?
No, it's jet ski, Tom.
That's exactly right. My bad.
Yeah. There's no name changing.
No.
I don't do an alias.
Not for now, until you quit for real.
No, I quit for real. Until you suck me back in.
Me? You're blaming me for this.
Yep.
I would blame your old boss. But you can blame me if it makes you feel better.
Yeah. Hey, it's fun, it's rewarding to do, and I think the only thing you really gotta keep in mind is, number 1, safety, and gasoline, torches, they don't mix. Just be careful. And the other thing is, you don't want to put a lot of muscle onto the bolts. It's not about brute force. Brute force is going to snap the bolts, and then when you snap them on a jet ski, you're really screwed. Because most of the time they're stainless steel bolts, and have fun drilling those out. But this jet ski will be out tomorrow. Someone will be out having a good time on it. They can hop waves, which actually is usually how the motor mounts go.
It's from jumping waves?
Yeah. Between age, jumping waves, those 2 things will normally always end up with broken motor mounts.
When you start putting extra stress on it?
Yeah. Extra stress in the torque.
But waves are fun to jump.
Yep. Well, just have a nice pocketbook ready to pay. Or we'll just thing down the last mount.
So you got all the motor mounts in?
Yeah. Motor mounts are all in. This is the last one that holds.
So they are bolted to the hull, and the motor is lined up, and the bolts are bolted to the motor mount, so the engine is secure. And then it's just a matter of putting all this stuff back together, right?
Correct. What I'm finding is on the FX Cruisers, the VX 110s, the FX HOs, if you've had any water in the hull, open the back of your box up here, the electrical box. 9 times out of 10, there's water in there. You're going to be there. Hey, the ski starts, everything's fine. Take a look if there's water in there.
It's weird. Like, how the hell does the water even get in there? It's all sealed.
There's a rubber seal that goes all the way around.
The seals just are getting old.
Seals must be getting old. I mean, you can put some dielectric grease on it, put some RTV on it when you put it back together
How
again.
much is a seal? Maybe that's something we should be doing as a maintenance item.
I'm not sure you can get them anymore.
Really?
I haven't looked it up.
Can we get them made? Who makes rubber gaskets?
The rubber gasket man.
Is it like the Pancake Man? What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah,
Who's making gaskets as fast as he can?
the pancake man.
Nobody's gonna know that. It's a local thing. Don't worry about it. It's not that funny. You know, we were talking earlier. It's getting harder and harder to bring these back to life and sell them because people don't want to spend money on used jet skis. So it's kind of sad. They're just gonna end up in the dump. I don't know, unless we can figure out a way to have these videos earn money to keep these things alive. So I don't know. We need supporters. We need patrons of the arts. You guys want to be a patron of the arts? Arts or aughts?
Aughts.
Autistic?
Ah, you can't say that.
You can't?
Nope, can't say it.
I thought that was one we could say. I don't know. I can't keep up. That's probably good enough, eh?
Where did it go to? Son of a bee.